Welcome to Stitchy's World. I'm Stitchy, and today I'm going to share with you a Dollar Tree book haul that made me lose my mind. I'm a librarian. I spend a lot of time around books. I get to touch them all day long, granted with gloves on because of coronavirus, but these books I still had to buy and bring home with me. Okay, so the first book that I picked up is All You, Frightfully Fun Halloween Handbook, and it's got crafts, parties, recipes, and costumes. The edges of the pages are really cool. You can see they're all dashed different colors, and it correlates to the different chapters. So like the little witch hats has autumnal crafts. The little green skeleton heads is crafts and disguises. Crafted disguise. Then you have sweet treats. I'm gonna start, this is my first book haul really, so you're gonna have to get used to me getting used to myself. Friendly Fiends. Anyway, I thought the crafts were still beautiful. They're very timeless. So it's not like you couldn't always alter something to make it a little bit more your style. But like the cloved fruits, which I love, citrus. When you're feeling down, like just the smell of lemon zest can really turn your day around. At least it does for me. Okay, that pennant. Just some simple crafts. It's beautiful, trust me. Plaid wrap. Oh, man. I really need to get some plaid this fall. Next book. So, One Ball of Yarn. I'm a knitter, and when I saw this book in the Dollar Tree, I thought it was going to be like a beginner book of how to knit. And I was wrong. It's definitely not for beginners. I would say that the projects inside are, that's techniques, are intermediate or novice or whatever you want to say. That's a really cute headband. I would do that. Just a simple beanie. Slippers. Of course, now I'm not flipping to the page with the dog wearing a bow tie. You make a little bow tie for your Boston Terrier. Anyway, this is put out by DK Publishing, so you know it's a high quality publication. It is 5 years old, which might matter to you, it might not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still excited about a lot of the patterns in there. Here. This next find, I had to buy 2 of them because I was that excited. I'm sorry you met me at a weird hair moment. I cut my hair during quarantine, and you won't ever see the back of it until it grows back because it is a little choppy. So I picked up 2 of these. I got 99 problems, but I got 99 problems, but a stitch ain't one. And it is cross stitch with attitude. So I'm probably gonna send one to a friend is why I picked up 2. This book is published in the UK. On the back it says, Sassy Attitude Meets Classic Craft. What's not to love? With this collection of easy cross-stitch patterns, you can try your hand at this stylish craft that's taking the world by storm and decorate your walls at the same time. And it's so fun. We got wallet, phone, keys. That's not that sassy. There's some bad words, and I don't know what the rules on YouTube are, so I won't show you the bad word ones, but no speaking before coffee. So anyway, if you're a crafter with attitude, or you know a crafter with attitude, and let's face it, all crafters have attitudes, this would be a great gift, a great find. Came out in, I didn't write it down, 2016, and it went for $12.99 in the store, or $14.99 in Canada. Next up, this is another really high quality publication called Folk Art Needlecraft. I forgot to tell you something very important, you might care. I got 99 problems, but a stitch ain't one. it teaches you how to cross stitch. So you could actually pick this up if you've never cross stitched before, or give it to someone who never has. So that's really cool. And this one as well, there's step-by-step projects, and the patterns are from Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, Spain, India, Peru, Japan, and more. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an idea of what's in there. A reindeer pillow. Oh, look at this bird. Little bird letter rack. It's just a really beautiful book. It was published by Cisco Books and went for £12.99 in the UK, and $21.95 US, Canada $24.95, and it came out in 2013. But now we're moving into the kitchen. So this next one is Cooking in a Small Kitchen. It's by Arthur Schwartz. Here's the thing, it's from 1979, so it's like a reprint of a classic cooking book. I think it's really cool because I'm not a great cook. I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious of what I'm eating, and I feel like I need a cooking coach in my corner. So my cooking coach, his name is Arthur Schwartz, and he wrote Cooking in a Small Kitchen. Wild Things, The Joy of Reading Children's Literature as an Adult by Bruce Handy. When I picked up this book, I was immediately sold. Well, number one, by the cover, because you have the crown from Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak, and you can see the wild thing is grabbing the cover. The first review on the back cover is by Gretchen Rubin, who wrote The Happiness Project, and I really, really loved that. And then she had another one called Happier at Home, and she says, from the moment I picked up Wild Things, I couldn't put it down. I only wish the book were 10 times longer. It was a joy to learn more about so many of my favorite masterpieces of children's literature. So I flipped through, and there's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. He's hiding. It's by Simon & Schuster. It came out in 2017, so I'm like, wow, that's a find. So New Eyes, New Ears, Margaret Wise Brown, and Goodnight Moon. So there's a classic for you. Why a Duck? The Uses of Talking Animals, from Aesop to Beatrix Potter to Olivia the Pig. Going on 17 or Not. Little Women, Little Houses, and Peter Pan's. So if you study literature, if you love children's literature, or you just want to learn a little bit more about some of your childhood favorites, I would definitely pick this up. It's a steal. Now we're talking about classics. So here's a classic crime author, P.D. James, The Mistletoe Murder. So I started this the other night. It's actually a collection of short stories. The first one is the title story, The Mistletoe Murder, and it's like it grabs you in before you're even sure that you want to be reading it. It's that kind of writing. So I don't love mysteries. I wish I did, because I love puzzles and working things out in my mind, but for some reason it doesn't usually work for me. But the point is, this one does. So if you get a chance to grab it, it's a classic, and you can have it out during the holidays as part of your decor. I don't know why I switched into like a weird voice there. Did I tell you it was $24 if you were to buy it in the bookstore? Now, I have a note about that at the end, so don't jump to any conclusions. Next up is We Love You, Charlie Freeman by Caitlin Greenbridge. This came out in 2016 by Algonquin Books of Chapel Hill, which is part of Workman Publishing. And it, smart, timely, and powerful, a rich examination of America's treatment of race and the ways we attempt to discuss and confront it today. That's the Huffington Post. And then, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about the novel, not too much about the plot, but the power of this shattering novel resides in Greenbridge, the author's undeniable storytelling talents. What appears to be a story of mothers and daughters, of sisterhood put to the test, of adolescent love and grown-up misconduct, and of history's long reach, becomes a provocative and compelling exploration of America's failure to find language to talk about race. So Caitlin Greenbridge, Stop saying her name wrong, Caitlin. So if you get a chance, pick this up. It's timely now. It's important to read diverse books. This book got a lot of fantastic critical acclaim. So I would recommend, if your Dollar Tree carries it, grab it. Okay, next I have another novel here. This is a historical fiction. It's called Wherever There Is Light by Peter Golden. It came out in 2015, released by Simon & Schuster. It is a historical fiction and a wartime novel, so I don't know that I'm going to pick it up anytime soon because I'm trying to keep it light and good vibes only type of thing right now, if I can, unless it's other important stuff that I need to read. So it looks really promising. I would recommend picking it up if you get a chance to. Now we're moving to Canada. So The Hour of the Fox by Kurt Pelka. Was, I suppose, in 2018. It's only 2 years old. A national bestseller. The Toronto Star says, beautifully crafted, suspenseful, and rich in the historical detail Pelka's readers know and love him for. Except, big old warning here, this book deals with grief and loss. So it sounds like it is a beautifully written book by what I flipped through and saw, by the acclaim that it's received. It is a Canadian author. I would love to support Canadian authors when I can. I realize my dollar going to Dollar Tree is not supporting Canadian authors, but I'm telling you, maybe, look this one up if you don't find it in your Dollar Tree. Certainly consider purchasing it. Next up, we have Look Alive Out There by Sloane Crossley. Now, this is the book I would say I can't believe I didn't know about Sloane Crossley before. Apparently, she's not new. She has been writing books for about a decade, at least. The New York Times Book Review says, Crossley is like a tap dancer, light-hearted and showman-like, but capable of surprising you with reserves of emotion and keen social observation. David Sedaris is the top quote on the inside flap, and he says, how sure-footed and observant Sloane Crossley is. How perfectly, relentlessly funny. So heck, if you see this book, make sure you grab it. It's great to have short stories around the house, especially when, my mind is so busy going 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I can't sit down and read a novel. So a short story is a little bit more my speed. Or essays. These are essays. They're not short stories. What am I talking about? All right, we're nearing the end of our books. So thank you for sticking around. Oh gosh, if you like what you're hearing, consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I'm just starting out, so I plan to do more videos a week, but I'm sort of learning the lay of the land at the moment. So I'd appreciate any constructive comments, and definitely like and subscribe. So thanks. Next, I have a movie tie-in edition of a young adult novel called Every Day by David Levithan. The book came out in 2012. The movie came out in 2018. It sounds like really, really compelling. Once again, it's a book I would say I probably won't allow myself to read until I'm in a really good place in a while from now, because it's just going to be an emotional journey I'm not sure I'm ready for. But at some point, I will. And also, David Levithan? Say his name right, Caitlin. I should know this book. I will read this book. I know a lot of people really like this author, so I figured I'd pick it up and give it a try. Next is kind of a crossover genre. This is like the new adult genre. So it's not young adult, which deals with a lot of high school themes and age groups, but new adult. So maybe early 20s, people just starting out, finding their way in the world. Let me just tell you, this is the story of two girls and the wild year that will cost one her life and define the others for decades. Holy smokes, I did not realize this was going to be so heavy. Oh. Wow. Okay, first sentence of the inside flap. Everything about 15-year-old Kat's new town in rural Michigan is lonely and off-kilter until she meets her neighbor, the manic, beautiful, pill-popping Merlina. Kat is quickly drawn into Marlena's orbit, and as she catalogs a litany of firsts, first drink, first cigarette, first kiss, first pill, Marlena's habits harden and calcify. There's some heavy books at Dollar Tree right now, and I brought them home with me. Anyway, I think it could be a really wonderful book. I think it deserves a chance, and I will pick it up at some point, but it may have to sit on my bookshelf for a little while. And now, the moment you weren't waiting for because you didn't know it was coming. I have some bonus items to share with you, but if you were to purchase these books that I just showed you in the US, it would come to a total of $249.69. That's 13 books. It cost me $13 plus tax. So that's a savings of $236.69. So the reason I'm telling you that math is two reasons. Number one is to let you know, like, you're getting a real bargain here. And my point is now, I am going to try to pay it forward, and I have a couple of ways to do that, and I'll share them with you right after this. I'm not going anywhere. There's no commercials. So anyway, I got this planner. It's called Make Today Great, which I think is a great philosophy. It's a 2020 student planner. It's really just like the monthly spread. So, but it can also be kind of gratifying to just sometimes like cross off the days as they go. I remember doing that in elementary school, and then I stopped for a while because I'm like, that's depressing. Like, another day gets crossed off. But I don't know, quarantine life, something about just like, I did it. I'm going to insert my self-care tip here. One thing that I find really helps me slow down my mind when it's going a million miles a minute, which is most of the time, is puzzles. And I found this at the Dollar Tree Sudoku collection, volume 131. So if you've done volumes 1 through 130, this is the next one you need to pick up. And it's got all levels from 1 star to 4 stars. I'm on puzzle number 28 now, and I've had this book a week. So it's something that I pull out when I'm like, I'm done with my work from home stuff, but now I don't really know what to do. Something about like really focusing on a puzzle helps me feel calm. It helps me stop thinking about the past, what I should have said, what I should have done, and also stops me from worrying, what's the next time I can do? Fill in the blank. I've even gotten now to the point where I'm like starting to think more strategy-wise. Sudoku puzzles have really been helping me through this pandemic and help keep me calm and happy. What's next? So I'm pretty sure this is for anyone 6 and up, which I'm more than 6, so I think it's just fine that I picked this up. It's hard to say. Crayoligraphy. So what they did there, they combined Crayola and calligraphy. And it's a really nice book. Basically it teaches you how to make calligraphy, letters, and numbers. But it kind of shows you the progression of how to fill in your letters a little bit and make them more artful. And then in the back of the book, so half of it is the practice sheets. And then in the back of the book, they give you black sheets with really pretty, just kind of negative space borders. Oh no, that one got scratched. And it tells you how to do calligraphy, not just the letters, but like how to make a beautiful design. So you can see on the back, they have some inspiration there. But in the middle of the book, it tells you like 5 steps on how to make good calligraphy. So I thought that was really cool that they teach you like not just the letters, but how to make a cool design. Side note, it says the metallic, create with Crayola metallic markers. I could not find them at any of the stores I've been to, which is not that many stores, but I'm wondering if it's something that like didn't make it for the long run, like they just had them out for a couple months. But you could use any kind of gel pens, I'm sure, and there's lots of different metallic marker options out there if you can't find a pack of Crayolas at the Dollar Tree. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so the last items are not books exactly. I found really cute journals. So there were 4 of them. There's Smarty Pants with green, Busy Bee, Dream Big, Make It Happen. And then check out the sides. Oh, they're colored. So each one has a border around it. They're blank pages, they're not lined. So if you do planner stuff, if you like journaling, if you like sketching or writing poetry, you might want to pick one of these up. They seem like they're really high quality. They're made by the Dollar Tree brand, but that might be another thing to, I don't know, keep calm. It's nice to write in a journal. I told you before about the savings that you would get by buying these items at the Dollar Tree. So the way I look at it is, wow, bonanza. I just was able to get access to all this stuff, which I normally would be spending top dollar for, $250 actually. So now I want to be able to pay it forward, and I have a couple of ideas for that. One is you can send a book to a friend in the mail. You can do that. Just tell them it's a book, and they have a special price to send book mail. It supports the United States Postal Service. It also makes your friend know that you were thinking of them. And I think books are meant to be shared. There's a lot of unloved books out there. The second tip that I have is if your community has a little free library. It's one of those little freestanding, usually like a little container with a door and a post where you can leave a book or take a book. I would consider donating books to the little free library. Yeah, so those are the 2 ways that I'm planning on paying it forward. And I might also, after reading Caitlin Greenridge's book, We Love You, Charlie Freeman, I'm probably going to do an in-depth review of this book and share that, and as well consider buying a copy for a friend, because I do want to support authors. But Caitlin Greenridge is a Black woman whose first novel was such a hit success. I really want to support her, especially if I like the book, and continue that discussion about race in America and see if we can make some progress here. The very, very final item I want to share with you today is bookends. I'm not sure what way is forwards. That looks like a word. Ha! There you go. So read and inspire. And I hope that this video has inspired you to pick up some books from your Dollar Tree. Consider sharing them with a friend or a little free library. Support authors if you can. Or just I hope you had a good time, because that's important too. So take really good care of yourself and be kind to each other, and until next time.